Okay, so my original idea for the Stackathon was to create a phone app where you can play notes and the other person, if they have the app open, they'll hear it. So you guys can play music together. I wanted to like render a piano in AR. So I talked to Ashi. She's like, "You're not gonna have time for that." So she suggested playing the stars. So we took this map from NASA, and I wanted to play music whenever you touched a star. It turns out there are a lot of stars. So instead, I generated particles on top of the map so that when we, the idea was to touch the star and then get the pixel information so you know you're touching a star, and then play a sound. However, there were a couple of problems I ran into. Okay. One thing, sockets are hard to do when you're dealing with mobile apps. So for the idea was to, like, you know, we've all dealt with sockets. Play a sound, emit the sound to the server, and then the server emits it to everyone else. So I got it working for maybe 3 hours, and for those 3 glorious hours, I could send a pop song to my boyfriend's phone from my phone. But for some reason, it's broken now. That was one problem. Another problem that I solved, that I was pretty proud of, was originally, okay, this is rendered, it's static here because there's no, my laptop can't tell where it's moving, but if you look in the app, it'll move. I know you guys are really impressed, but there's like tutorials how to do this. So the impressive part that you should all wow at is how I split up. Originally, this was all rendered as one scene. I split up the particles from into a separate scene. So when you render the particles, you only get that. So when you like click on it, it won't see the background star noise pixel data. So that leads me to the next problem, which is, I don't know if you see here. There's this, so when you render things in 3D, there's like a big, like kind of pipeline. You have like the geometry, which is like if you want a box, that's a box. And then you have the material to put on the box. And then when you put them together, that's called the mesh. And then you have like, you add the mesh to the scene, and you add a lighting to the scene, and then you add like, and then that creates like the whole scene, and then you add the camera. And then you put the camera together, that's what you view in the scene, and you get the canvas. So this is the canvas. When I click on it, we get, I'm trying to find the pixel that I clicked on, but for some reason it doesn't find it. So you see, if I click here, we get 0, 0, 0, even though I clearly clicked on a star. And I think the reason why this happens is like the browser doesn't really save that information like the way that we see it here. So I think it might be a location mismatch somewhere. But there is a note around, I hope I can find it for you guys. I want to play you some music. Around 6. That's not it. Where's my note? Okay. Here? Here? Okay, it's not working. But that was the idea. And the idea was to have the particles to be different colors so that they would play different notes. Instead, I like hacked together this bar to show you guys what it would be like. So when we press this button, it doesn't actually go play note. It sends a color to the note player, and then the note player picks out the note based on the color. Yeah, so that's my app.